Hello, my name is Renata Tres Ortiz, and today we are going to see the evidence number 1, which is elements of a presentation, and we're going to be able to know how to present information in a meaningful way, and this will help our audience to get a better message of what we're going to transmit. Okay, the first part I'd like to explain is the relationship that some elements have, but I'm going to talk about 3 very important ones. The types of presentation, communication skills, and the audience. These 3 are very important for a presenter to have a good presentation or to transmit a message. The first one is the types of presentations. We have a lot of them, but here are the most important ones and the most common ones. The first one is informative presentation. The second one, the persuasive presentation. The third one is the goodwill presentation. The 4 is the multipurpose presentation. The 5 is instructional presentation. 6, arousing presentation. And the decision-making presentations is the last one. So every type of presentation has some characteristics. The first one is like when you are trying to maybe inform in a meeting about your numbers at your enterprise, maybe the sales, you are trying to transmit information to someone else. The persuasive presentation is the one that you're trying to get someone to do that something, or to persuade them to, maybe buy a shoe or buy your product. That's a persuasive presentation. The politics uses a lot. That's why I put a picture there of a former president. Also, the goodwill presentations are very known in award presentations, because they tend to be very good, and they always have like this purpose of giving a speech. So that's why I put a photo of a person in receiving a prize. The multi-purpose presentation, like the name says, it has a lot of purposes, and you can even use it as if you as an boss you can give a dinner for your employees, because it can have different purposes. The next one is instructional presentation. This is like its name says, it's instructional. It's step by step. Maybe it's a process. It could be like in an enterprise, and you are explaining to your employees the process that you are going to need to follow to go to the objective. That's the arousing presentation. It's a very emotional and motivational presentation. Usually, it tends to create some impact in people and society. And the last one is the decision-making presentation. This one is all about trying to make a change to the world, maybe society, or if you want to do, just a change. I put a picture there of Emma Watson in the ONU. This is because she gave a very emotional speech, which it has like a purpose and a goal, that it was to people to donate to the people who lives in Africa and do not have like water and food. Okay, we're going to see the next element, which is communication skills. I put 2 diagrams here that are very important. The first one, it's line, verbal, nonverbal greeting, and visualizations. This is very important because in this subject, we are seeing the way we talk, but as well, the nonverbal is very important because, you're transmitting with your body. If you're smiling, if you're not. The next one is the greeting. It's very important because, how are you, maybe presenting a project. It's very important for also, I think that grammar is very important in that step. The last one is visualizations. It has to be, it has to look pretty. Maybe, you have to cause some interest in the subject. So it's very important. And the last diagram is the following elements or the process that you need to follow to have a good presentation. The presentation structure has an introduction, it has main points and transitions, and always it has to end with a conclusion. This can be your posture about a subject, or what do you think about any kind of problem, or if you agree, you're not agree, and why. And this is very important. This is part as well of the communication skills, because the presenter is the person who is going to do all of the last of these steps. The expositor has to know the audience, has to prepare, has to know about the subject, but as well it has to know about, the purpose of your presentation, the audience, the message, who is receiving the message. It's very important, like I said here, the visualizations helps you, because they are techniques that can help you to get your audience into what you are saying. And the third one is the audience. This is very important because it's the persons who you are transmitting your message. You need to know this audience, because if you don't know it, maybe your message will not be well received. So there are 4 different types of audience. These are the main. Of course, there exist more, but these are like the main. Unaware, indifferent, favorable, and unfavorable. All of them have a lot of characteristics. One, the favorable is you have a good group or an audience. They receive the message well. An example of the indifferent is maybe someone who doesn't care about what you're talking about. They don't have, maybe it's too early in the morning and they really don't care if you are talking about school or math class, okay? So you have to know the characteristics of them, because it's important for you to transmit your message and to get a well-received message. And at the last part, I was talking about the visualizations. I put here some graphic elements that we need to maybe use them to have a better presentation. Animation, graphics, images. You can also use videos. As well, something that I think is very, very important is the color, tone, typographic, and the text. The way you maybe put your images or the text, how you work with the contrast of the images. Here I put some more, the icons, the design. Also, it's very important. Well, I think that design templates, the one you use as a background, it's very important for a presentation, in talking about graphic elements. And as a conclusion, I would like to say that I think I have 3 abilities that I need to improve. Maybe I get a little nervous sometimes, and I think my vocals can tell to change a little bit. Also, I think when it's very important for an expositor to have some movement. Sometimes I kind of tend to move a lot, but that's because I want to explain it, but I think I can work on that. And abilities that I already have, I think that I like to practice. When I have a presentation, I like to, stand in front of the mirror and try to work on my moves, or maybe with my pronunciation. Another ability that I think I have is that I always tend to know about the subject, about what I'm going to talk about. And I think it's very important to, realize who you are talking to. Sometimes I think I forgot to say that I think I forget my audience, which is one of the most important steps of all this presentation, because if you don't know your audience, maybe you will not, or maybe they won't even care about your subject. So I think that sometimes I forget to understand my audience and to try to work with them. And thank you very much. This is my evidence once. Thanks.